Hello everyone, and welcome back to Occult Perspectives. So, the video that I've wanted to do for a while now is a video on Hermes and Thoth, Hermes Trismegistus. I am still compiling notes for that, so I think I'm going to wait a little bit on that, and I had something different in mind anyway, since I still need some work on that. I figured I would just talk about a couple of other things. This is more of a spontaneous video, not really one specific topic like most of them, but I guess the overall theme, if we are going to go with something, could be self-transformation. Working on ourselves. So I'll be getting with you guys soon on the Hermes and Thoth video. I'm pretty excited about that, actually, because I'm digging into Manly P. Hall's The Secret Teachings of All Ages. And then I have the Emerald Tablets by Billy Carson, and he has a lot of extra material that adds, a lot of clarity and understanding to what's going on there. But I also wanted to mention, I found this new YouTuber, and the guy's awesome. I love his material. It's great. Everything he says is pretty much true. So a lot when I come across a lot of new channels, I'm not so sure at first. I have to watch for a little bit, and this guy's legitimate. He's great. So I highly recommend you look him up. Curtis Joseph. I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. I'm just so bad with names. Curtis Joseph. The thing that originally drew me to his channel is I was looking for videos on Archangel Zothkael, Archangel Bina, and I came across his video. That one wasn't nearly as interesting as he does a video on the LBRP. Is the LBRP really necessary? So, Curtis Joseph, look him up. Super good material. If you like this channel, you'll love his stuff. You'll love his stuff. But self-transformation, and I want to remind people that this channel is just to share information. I'm not a guru. I'm not a leader of any kind. I'm just here learning too. And a lot of you could probably tell that. I'm kind of the new kid on the block when it comes to the occult. I've only been involved in ceremonial magic since 2016, I want to say. That sounds right. So not a very long time. But through the journey of life experiences I've had, source flowing through, and opening up all these experiences and the way they've connected synchronistically to put this story together for me, and the knowledge that I've been able to gain, and the travels and the journeys that I've been able to have, I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. So I'm kind of at this point. A lot of people are looking out there for something. It's like they think that something is going to fulfill them, when really it's only you that can fill your own cup, We can derive joy from others, but at the end of the day, we have to be happy with ourselves. And the ability to be able to go within and not always have to run away or go somewhere. If I'm going away somewhere, I like to go, be somewhere quiet. But there I am still contemplating, still kind of doing the same things I would be doing otherwise. So becoming comfortable with ourselves, becoming comfortable in our own skins. And when we work with ceremonial magic and things of this nature, it changes us, and it's evolving the world around us, and it's raising our consciousness. This is why I highly recommend looking into Curtis Joseph's video on the Lesser Vanishing Ritual of the Pentagram, because he talks about how the angels are this mathematical formula or archetype. You know, it's, as Frater Xavier says too, it's kind of this input-output system of reality. But anyway, I'm getting off track. As you continue along this path, there will be some level of isolationism. I don't know if I'm using that word correctly, but it's just, sometimes it's hard to be around certain energies. And that's why the LBRP and such things are so important, because it's maintaining the magic circle that is around you at all times. He was talking in the video too, it's a pretty long video, I think it's like an hour long almost, about how, it actually might be over an hour and a half, about how pain changes you. When we go through pain, when we go through trials, and that's something that everyone goes through, everyone's growing. You know, as a ceremonial magician, mason, whatever, those are just titles. Those are just titles. You can have a whole list or portfolio of all these accomplishments, all these merits that you have, but at the end of the day, how much do you still really know? It's important to humble thyself. And Curtis, I'm just going to keep referencing him because I was really inspired by his video. He mentions that he doesn't like to hang around people who are fools, you know? He likes to be around knowledgeable, intelligent people because it brings him some humility in realizing that, you know, we only know so much. But he described pain. I thought it was beautiful the way he described pain. It was described as, you know, when you're, I can't remember what the analogy was now. When you're, I think it was maybe, you know, when you're crafting something, you have to use it needs to be given shape. It needs to be given form. When the carpenter builds, you know, he has to sand it and cut it down. And that's what makes us who we are. I still have a lot of things in my life personally. I've made a lot of big mistakes. And I want to become more comfortable with opening up to people. And especially if I'm going to put this on the YouTube channel, this is very different from the material that I normally do. You know, kind of putting myself in a vulnerable place. A place of vulnerability so that I can talk about these things with you, and maybe hopefully you will get something from it too, and we can heal and we can move on. The things that we think happen to us were really for us so that we could know who we are. See, that's the problem. If we don't make mistakes, then we won't learn. We won't learn. It's how you know what your soul truly wants sometimes. Sometimes you have to go through the error of making a mistake. And we're here to experience anyway. And it's important to remember that instead of always reaching out for things, instead of trying to grasp for things, instead of being insecure about things, you know, assuming the worst. Take the God self into yourself and be the God to other people. What do I mean by that? It means be the compassionate one, be the understanding one. If God, source, whatever you want to call it, that which is beyond all duality and contains within it all duality as well, because source is manifested through our lives, through us. We are existence. We are it. We are it. We're doing the thing. We are doing the thing. I'm sorry, I am just kind of rambling a little bit, so I might get off track, but hopefully you understand what I'm getting at. As you become your higher self, which is essentially your God self, source is your highest self. It just already knows. And it's working in tangent on all planes of existence. I like how Curtis mentions that the tree of life and the Klipothic tree are actually one and the same. Angels and demons are just varying degrees. It's not 50-50, it's not just black or white. It's a spectrum, degrees of existence. There's different levels of existence. How can it be the all if there are not all these varying things? And when light is cast, there's a shadow. So it seems that with the light, the dark comes with it, and vice versa. Within the upright pentagram is the upside down pentagram, and in the upside down pentagram is the upright pentagram. So for me, lately, instead of always projecting myself, another quote he said was, I really hit deep for me, is you become what you hate. If you hate something, it's a lot like Star Wars, it's a lot like Anakin. He ended up becoming the Sith because of his hate. He ended up becoming that which he hated. Fear or love. We can make the choice. We can make the choice. We can be strong and come from a place of being like God. When we are like God, we are strong in our minds. We are capable of anything. Capable of spreading great love and peace and truly transforming this place. If you want to change what's around you, you have to change what's within you first. You have to. You have to. So don't hate. Don't hate. Work on you. For me, triggers has been a big thing. I've been working through a lot of triggers. There's a lot of things that like to pop up and attempt to taunt me. Maybe that's something, a byproduct of walking the path. You know, the path of knowing thyself. It's not a left or a right-hand path deal. It's the equilibrization. I'm still not saying that right, but equilibrium of both sides. You gotta be holy, as in whole. So, it's an ever-learning process. I stumble in ways I never thought I would stumble back into. It's happened. Just dumb things. No need to really get into detail. Learning to stay present in this moment, in the now. Because that's all there ever is. As creation is moving, and we are one with it all, everything's moving simultaneously. It's all merging into one fractal. But we've also talked about before, you have the pillar of mercy, and you have the pillar of severity. The pillar of mercy is all about unity, about oneness. But if there is no division at all, then it doesn't allow for individual or unique or different experiences. In this experience of having a unique experience like we're having now, you're having your unique degree of existence from Source right now. This is what your life is. It's a unique existence. We need to be able to appreciate duality, seeming duality, for what it is. We do live in a physical world. But it always seems like it's about a battle, and it doesn't need to be. We just need to respect that there are differences between us. If you don't want something in your life, you don't have to have it in your life. You don't have to. You don't have to agree with everyone. Don't hate. Work on you. And you'll see the change. You'll see the change. And it's not always super easy when we're doing this work, because we are transforming. And sometimes the world around us seems to stand still. It's as if we're like Spider-Man, and our spidey senses slow down time for us, so that when we're swinging from building to building, or in the action of it, fighting or whatever, it slows everything down to a degree. That word keeps coming up. Perception. It's a lot about perception. So, this video is not going to be too much longer. I already actually have been out longer than I planned on, but that's fine. This video is more just a casual video. As I said, my next one will be getting back into, I plan to get into Hermes, Thoth, Trismegistus, that whole subject. The lore of it, what the Emerald Tablets mean. We're going to get into the Hermetic principles, of course. We always talk about the Hermetic principles. But really, this is a video of reflection. I'm really working on myself. I have to. There's no more blaming. There's no more, I'm tired of being triggered by stupid shit. Sorry for the language. I don't normally do that on this channel. Sometimes I do. And I think sometimes you just need to be heard, though. Sometimes you gotta say what you gotta say. So, working on myself so that I can be my higher self, which is more like Source, and show the compassion, and show the peace, and the prosperity, and not get hung up on what other people decide to do, or where other people decide to spend their time, or what's important to them, because I know what's important to me. This journey has been, it's been appointed. It's so natural. It's a part of who I am now. And everyone has a unique journey, even though we tend to follow systems of magic or whatever our practices are. For me, I do mostly just maintenance exercises, like the LBRP in the middle pillar, and sometimes the lesser banishing ritual of the hexagram when I can get around to it, the LVX. And starting to learn the Rose Cross as well. I tend to not talk too much about my practices, but I don't really do much beyond that. I don't really feel that I need to work myself up. I need to do the self-work and ground and rise upward from there. And that's what we all need to do in our individual lives and our individual practices. Just continue to be better versions of ourselves. And I have a family now to watch over. It's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of life change. But having a son, it's the most beautiful thing. He is the most beautiful thing. He really is. It's great. I love it. When I'm with him and with Casey, it's amazing. It's heaven. That's everything to me right there. So it's peace. It's tranquility. Play some tones, some 432 hertz. It's very relaxing, just sitting there, being at peace with your loved one. It's the simple things like that, I think. Everybody's on the run. Everybody's always on the move. Everybody's always having to work. They're working, yes, but are they working on themselves? Well, I don't know that they really get the time to do that. It's not that maybe they don't want to. But if you really desire to know thyself, you have to make time for yourself. Do as much as you can. You know, get your meditation in, get your practices in. Even if it's just an LBRP, even if you just do a lesser vanishing ritual of the pentagram, real quick, you know, take 7 minutes, roughly, to do that. Do your relaxation ritual first, so you get your mind calm and relaxed. And then perform your LBRP, and then your space is cleared. You don't have to perform an LBRP, it's not necessary. It's more of an exercise, as Curtis explains. More of an exercise than a ritual. It's like working out. It's like getting your muscles strong. If your muscles aren't strong, you're not, you know, your magic's not going to be as effective. Physical health is another thing too that I really need to work on myself. Physical health. Because being healthy and having a healthy body means that you're able to work with energies better. You're not going to be so tired after performing an LBRP, a lesser invoking ritual, the pentagram, a middle pillar, and then you're throwing like lesser vanishing ritual, the hexagram and stuff on top of that. It's not so much that it's the physical actions themselves, but it's all the mental work that takes place. You know, as you're moving from Malkut up to Kether and beyond. I'll go ahead and explain real quick. When I go upwards from Malkut to Kether at this point in the LBRP, I see myself moving up beyond each individual planet. So above the Earth, the Moon, Mercury, Venus. I kind of see myself rising above the Tree of Life. The Sun, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and then the constellations. All of the heavenly bodies. And then you move into the astral, Yesod. You move up the Tree of Life through Netzach, through Hod, and Netzach, up into Tiphereth. Christ energy in the middle that holds the whole thing together. Then you move up Mercy and Severity, and then there's Hokmah and Binah, those spheres above you, and then you move beyond that. Then you move up to Kether, still with your feet planted in Malkut though. And then you go beyond even Kether. You go to the Ein Sof Or, the limitless light. Then you move to the Ein Sof, the limitless all the way to the no thing, the primordial beginning, the potentiality of all existence. It's not that it's nothing. It's that the energy that exists within things, this dark matter as they call it, is all potentiality. They talk about it in physics. Physics is just now understanding what spirituality understands. That in the smallest particle, it's the space in between the particles, it's not even the particles themselves, that have more potentiality than, oh my gosh, the calculations were insane. Way more potentiality in this no thing, the in-between, whatever this. It's that which is beyond existence, yet all existence has come from it. And even in the beginning with the Ein, there was a duality of some kind where there was a part that wanted to take place in the process of creation, and a side that did not. A side that did want to take place in the process of creation, and a side that did not want to. So some say that it goes even beyond, you know, into the original formation of the universe. This makes sense why there's entities that it is their purpose to destroy things, because it belongs to this original duality. It's angels and demons all being one. It's all one and the same. It's the same tree. As Curtis says, I'm about to go walk on the wood path now. He says, it doesn't matter when you get to the fork in the road. You take the left, you take the right. It's the same fucking path, he says. I love that. I thought that was funny. I thought that was great. So, all right, everyone. I'm going to jump off of here. I've been on here long enough ranting, so I'll do a more serious video next time. But I hope you enjoy this. I hope, talking about these things and just reaffirming ourselves that we need to stay on top of things, but also take time to relax. Take time to love. Don't hate. You become what you hate. Integrate light and dark so you can be whole. Bring it into yourself. Love yourself. When you love yourself, you can love others. All right, everybody. Love y'all. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. Please like this video and ring the little bell thing for notifications. This is just a learning center. This is all free material. It's YouTube, so I'm just sharing my insights, sharing my studies. All of these things appeal to me. They've helped me transform. They've helped me be a better person to those around me. Helped me to understand this reality and all the craziness, the seeming craziness. There's a reason for it all so that we can learn about ourselves and grow and become better. So, peace, love, and light, everybody. Take care.